The year was 1898. America, still healing from its Civil War, was focused on growth and industry. But a conflict was about to erupt that would change everything: the Spanish-American War. Fought in Cuba and the Philippines, it lasted less than 4 months. Secretary of State John Hay called it a splendid little war: quick victories, few casualties, and a surge of national pride. Yet beneath the surface, it was a turning point. America stepping onto the world stage as a global power. The war was fueled by simmering tensions, humanitarian concerns, and a declining Spanish empire. In Cuba, a fierce struggle for independence captured American attention. Stories of suffering and revolution pulled the U.S. into the fight. Americans from all walks of life joined the war effort: soldiers, volunteers, cowboys, and college students. Among them, the Rough Riders, led by Theodore Roosevelt, became legendary. This is the story of how a divided nation looked outward and began to shape the world. The Spanish-American War marked the dawn of a new American era. The war's roots lay in Cuba's brutal fight for independence from Spain. Spain's harsh policies, like whalers' reconcentration camps, led to immense suffering and death. American newspapers, driven by yellow journalism, sensationalized Spanish atrocities, fueling public outrage. The explosion of the USS Maine in Havana Harbor killed over 260 Americans and pushed the U.S. to the brink of war. "Remember the Maine" became the rallying cry. Economic interests and strategic ambitions also played a role. American investments in Cuba were at risk, and leaders saw an opportunity for naval expansion. Humanitarian concern, public anger, and ambition set the stage for war. The powder keg was ready. All it needed was a spark. Soon, the United States would be at war with Spain. The world was about to change. The first major battle wasn't in Cuba, but in the Philippines. On May 1, 1898, Commodore Dewey's fleet destroyed the Spanish Navy in Manila Bay, without losing a single American sailor. The world took notice of America's naval power. Meanwhile, U.S. troops landed in Cuba, aiming to capture Santiago. Disease and harsh conditions claimed more lives than combat. On July 1st, Roosevelt's Rough Riders and Buffalo Soldiers charged up Kettle and San Juan hills, securing a crucial victory. The Spanish fleet, trapped in Santiago, made a desperate escape, but was destroyed by the U.S. Navy. The Battle of Santiago Bay sealed Spain's fate in Cuba. With its army surrounded and navy lost, Spain surrendered. In just a few months, the war was over. America had emerged victorious on 2 fronts. With Spain defeated, diplomats met in Paris to decide the fate of its colonies. The Treaty of Paris, signed in December 1898, dismantled the Spanish Empire and made the U.S. a colonial power. Cuba was promised independence but remained under U.S. occupation for years. Puerto Rico and Guam became American territories. The Philippines, after much debate, was purchased from Spain for $20 million. The decision sparked fierce debate at home. Anti-imperialists argued it betrayed American ideals, but expansionists prevailed. In February 1899, the Senate narrowly ratified the treaty. The United States had become an imperial nation. The world order was shifting, and America was at its center. A new century and a new era had begun. The Spanish-American War transformed America into a global power, but brought new challenges. In the Philippines, hopes for independence were dashed, leading to a brutal war against American rule. Thousands of Americans and hundreds of thousands of Filipinos died in the conflict. In Cuba, U.S. control continued through the Platt Amendment, allowing intervention and a naval base at Guantanamo Bay. Many Cubans saw this as trading one colonial master for another. The war's outcome expanded America's reach, fueling economic and military growth. It led directly to the construction of the Panama Canal and a stronger navy. Theodore Roosevelt, the war hero, would soon become president. The splendid little war was short, but its impact was immense. America's journey as a global superpower had begun. Its legacy still shapes the